I want to talk about what you do when you get drunk. What does getting drunk actually mean? What are you actually doing? You're not getting drunk. You're actually disappearing from your life. You're actually choosing to depart from your life, from your reality. I know that. I mean, fuck, life is pretty hard at times. And as men, we think that we deserve this escape from our reality. But the truth is, you and I, we're functional alcoholics or functional drinkers. And we like this video. This isn't for the guy that's fucking in the gutter, scraping his last dollar together because he's got his shit completely out of control. I'm talking to you, the high functioning father, the businessman, the man that wants to do the right thing, but's got no fucking idea how to do the right thing. Wants to have a life, but can't deal with the life that he has. You're high functioning. You're a husband, you're a father, you're a businessman, but secretly, inwardly, you're dying inside. I know what that is like. That was me for so many years, for years and years and years. I drank all the time. I was dying inside. Built the life, built the business, built the marriage, built the family, had money, had a job. But fuck, I felt invisible to myself. I felt invisible to my family. And ultimately, I just felt like a ghost in my own life. A fucking shadow of a man that I should be. All these things in our head that we say to ourselves, oh, fucking just if this happens. But your life, you've built it. You show up and you grind and you lead. But as soon as that bloody clock in your head ticks over, it's time to get pissed. You disappear. You go home, crack the first drink. You feel the buzz. And then you vanish from your wife. You vanish from your kids. You vanish from yourself. You're not drinking to celebrate anymore. You're drinking to sedate that noise in your head. You're drinking to sedate that misery, to sedate the pain, to sedate that discomfort within yourself. But no one calls you out. No one says, hey, fucking dickhead, what are you doing? Because outwardly, nothing looks broken, but you're broken. I knew I was broken, but nobody said. Well, people did say, but I didn't hear it because we know everything because we've got a job. We tell ourselves these bullshit because we've got it all together, haven't we? And that's the thing. It's not that everything's okay. Everything's not okay, but everything hasn't completely fallen apart. And that's the thing. And then we get stuck into this loop of regret. I was in this loop for decades because it's just a loop over and over and over again. You go into the disappearing act. So you drink to escape from your life and your problems. And then you feel shit. And then you get the shame spike. So then you've got the morning guilt and you're like, oh, fuck, I shouldn't have done that. And then you go to work and you work your ass off and you put the high performing mask on and you work and you crush the day. And then you'll get to the end of the shift or the day and you're like, oh, well, I worked hard. It's okay. I drink, I deserve it. And then you lie to yourself to say you deserve it. And then you repeat this loop year after year after year. And every year that you repeat that loop, every year, just a little bit more of you dies inside because you're not weak. It takes strength to show up into their life with that fucking misery over and over and over again, to show up. And in spite of that, in spite of everything, you still fucking show up, you still deliver, you still get the results. But fuck, what does it cost you? What does it cost when you look in the mirror? You can still close you can still close deals, you can still go to work at the same time, you can show up and you're looking for willpower. But you know what? Willpower doesn't work. Books don't work. Cutting back doesn't work. Do you know, this isn't a behavior issue. This isn't about changing our behavior. It's a changing who we are on the inside. Because you're drinking, not because you want to drink. You're drinking to erase the man that you're supposed to become. And every time that you drink, you're going to war with the truth. And the truth is, that man inside of you is still there. And you're trying to drink him away. Because I guess it's easier to drink and hide from your greatness than it is to accept it. And when you drink, it's easy to become somebody else. You can become the ghost, silent, zoned out and disconnected. You can be the joker, fun, reckless, but hollow. Or the tyrant, short fuse, controlling and damaging. And the thing is, when you're drinking it, you don't have control about who comes out at the time, do you? One day you could be the funny drunk. Next day you could be the arsehole. Next day you could be the dude in the shed. But you've got no control who shows up. Despite everything, despite being that person that you know that you are. You can't control which version of you shows up on that day if you're drinking. And remember, your family doesn't remember the intentions that you intend for them. They remember the man who shows up, whether it's the ghost, whether it's the joker, or whether it's the tyrant. That's who they remember. That's who they see. That might not be any of your identities, but they're showing up over and over and over again. And the scary thing is, you have no control which one shows up at the day. You may have some control, but let's face it, if you've been blackout drunk before, like I have, you don't know who shows up. And the thing, when you're drinking, you need to come to a point where you flick the switch. And that's why I have the sober switch, because it's about flicking the switch in your head to change your identity. If you don't make a choice, if you don't flip the switch in your head to go flick the fucking switch, because there's a moment in your life where every man who makes it out, regardless of what they call it and regardless of how they word it, they choose. They make a choice. And it's not when your wife goes to you, oh, I'm going to leave you and all this sort of shit, or your business crashes to the ground. It's when you finally look in the mirror and go, that's not me. Because it's about changing your identity. It's about changing who you are internally, because you're not him anymore. If you're listening this far, there's a voice in the back of your head saying, I'm not him. Because before you come to the point of flicking the switch in your head, you're going to negotiate with yourself. You're going to say that you're going to cut back. Only on weekends, after the stress goes away. Only on Fridays. Only on Saturdays. All this negotiation and all this bullshit. But you know it's bullshit. I know it's bullshit. And your family probably know it's bullshit too. But after you flick the switch, you stop the slipping, you stop the sliding, and you stop bullshitting. And then you start to slay. You burn the boats and build a brotherhood around you, and you move like a man that your kids will remember in a positive way. You move like a man that they'll talk about long after you're gone in a positive way. Because the man that you could be only exists on the other side of sobriety, only exists when you choose and you flick the switch. So flip it, or keep disappearing from that life, from that man. Keep lying and running away. And then there's the method of how can you flick the switch. You see the cost. Ask yourself, what is the real fucking cost of your drinking? Audit, write down everything that it's cost you. What does it really cost? Not money. Money's the least of your fucking payments in that for alcohol addiction. You can write money, your health, your emotional fucking freedom, spiritual freedom, everything. Write it all down, then own it. Write down your darkest moments to yourself. You don't have to share it with anyone. The darkest moments of your drinking. Call it out. Expose your fucking lies and your bullshit and see the reality for what it is. And then you want to delete any thought of moderation. You don't need a backup plan. Burn the fucking backup plan. Set fire to it and collapse that fucking backup plan. You don't need a backup plan. The backup plan is you're going to burn the boats and move into the man. It's easy. You know what drinking gives you. You know where it's going to take you. You're not weak. Drinking's for bitches. And that's not to say drinking's for women. Bitches are people that just puss out and just don't live up to their life and their potential. And then you want to extract it, pull all that pain from the past and use it for your ammunition. And you're going to build an anchor to your future, because that power is in the pain. And then you become the new man. You rep the new man. You have morning protocols. You have a mission. You have a brotherhood. You make declarations to public. But don't go fucking say, stop drinking. Because people are going to say, fucking prove it. Because don't say, do. Because this isn't about sobriety. This is about resurrecting your life. This is about grabbing the man that you are on the inside, dragging him back into life, dragging him back into reality, and bringing him back to the world. It's resurrecting the zombie from the past, the zombie of fucking alcohol. Because at the end of the day, ultimately, the man that you want to be is in sobriety, is on the other side when you put the bottle down, you flip the switch and you move into the sobriety that you deserve. Fuck, people aren't going to remember all the drunks of the world. They're going to remember the people that fucking stood for something. They're going to remember the men that stood up and became leaders in their lives and the lives of everyone else. Most men ultimately don't change until everything is gone. Everything is fucking burnt to the ground. And if you're watching this, I believe that resurrection for you has already started. I believe that you're on the right path. Now, you have to choose. Do you continue on the path of alcohol, or do you stand for something? Do you come back to the man that's in here? And do you stand up? Do you choose to be the man or the almost man? The man that almost was good, that almost got it, that almost, or do you want to be the man? That's a choice. You can be the almost man, or you can be the man. But you can't be the man while you're getting pissed every night. I invite you to go to kickthepiss.com and join me, because what have you got to lose except the almost man? Kickthepiss.com.